My name is Chuck Isenhart. I'm a realtor and a home inspector in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And I get asked the question a lot, how did I go from being a home inspector to a realtor? And the short answer to that is cancer pushed me into it. For a lot of years, I did termite inspections, which are an annual thing that, I'd go back once a year, I'd check these people's houses. And I got to know a lot of people really well. And, that sort of pushed me into doing home inspections, which is, a much bigger inspection with a lot more components than just a, annual termite inspection, which involves, checking baseboards or, checking a crawl space. And I never really saw myself as being anything more than just an inspector. I certainly never saw myself being a realtor. But I was at a home inspection one time, right after I got a cancer diagnosis and I had finished my treatments. I went through 7 weeks of treatments and it sucked really bad. And I told myself, right as I was coming out of it, that I just needed to get right back to work. I needed to get back to the grind. And I didn't give myself any opportunity to really mend. As soon as I was started work again, a realtor that I've known for almost 30 years called me on a home inspection. And it was a big house. It was a big house with a big attic and a big crawl space. And, I was 40 pounds lighter due to chemo and all of that. And I was struggling. And I think that she could really tell that I was struggling. And when I came out from underneath the crawl space, which was the last thing that I check on a home inspection, I was talking to her and she pitched the idea that I should, make a change and become a realtor. And at first it sounded ridiculous to me, because like I said, I never saw myself really doing anything like that. And, quite frankly, I'm good at doing home inspections and I was happy doing them. But she was persistent. And it took about 6 months of persistent persuasion before I really took it seriously. And I was still struggling. I struggled after cancer for a long time. And right around the end of that year, I took the last month of the year off, didn't do anything, no inspections, nothing. And I just thought about it. Well, I made the decision, after all of her hard persuasion, that I was going to do exactly what she recommended. And at the turn of the year, I took all the courses. I passed the exams first time out, and I was off to the races. And, I don't regret it. I still do home inspections and will always do home inspections. It's what I'm good at. But really what it was is it took her persuading me to see the value of having a home inspector's license in helping buyers, especially buyers who are PCSing and are on that time crunch and they might not be able to spend a lot of time shopping. And, thanks to her, I was able to see that value. And, that's where I really want to be able to help people, is people who are coming here from across the country or even, the Quantico area. And, they're in a hurry to buy a house, but they don't want to make that mistake. And, I can weed through a lot of it, before we even get to the point of, making an offer on the house. So really that's my story. And, I hope you enjoyed it.